Hello, it's Cyril White, Chelsea, Michigan, and this is the second installment of my GORUCK Heavy AAR report. I wanted to do something on the gear that I took, how I packed my ruck, because I obsessed about that, and right up until the event, what I was going to take, how I was going to pack everything. I wasn't going to have enough of what I needed. Was I going to have too much shit? And I was really happy with the way it turned out and how much I had. I wasn't wanting for anything. I had extra stuff, but I didn't think I had too much stuff. And I was happy with how that turned out. So hopefully that'll help some of you guys if any of you are watching this video. I used the GR1 GORUCK. Served me well. I got a 30-pound plate in the back there in the laptop compartment. I used this bladder, whatever size that is, 3 liter, something like that. And I carried an extra bladder and hose. I'm super paranoid about not having enough water. I had plenty of water, was never dehydrated. And I kept this extra bladder and hose in this pocket here behind the other bladder. And that fit in there nicely. No problem. So I had an extra bladder. It's nice and flat. Kept that bladder in there. And initially, I wanted to pack everything. I wanted to pack some small dry bags in a larger dry bag. Initially, I was going to carry this windbreaker, which definitely comes in handy. But the weather was almost ideal. It was pretty warm, but not too warm during the day and not too cold at night. So I didn't need the windbreaker, so I made a last minute decision to keep that in my truck, and that was good. I did bring a long sleeve workout shirt, which I packed in the dry bags, but I made the last minute decision to get rid of the large dry bag because I couldn't figure out how to get all the damn air out of it. It would take up the entire inside of my ruck, and it didn't have that much stuff in it with air to seal it. So I couldn't figure out how to seal it without water getting in, but then to get all the air out so it wouldn't take up my entire ruck. So I ditched that, and I went to 2 small dry bags. Just a week before, I attended the Jocko Echelon Front muster in Chicago, and they gave out these awesome dry bags, and so I switched to that, and I had 2 dry bags, and it worked out very well. So as I said, I don't have it here, but I had a longer sleeve shirt that I put on at night, and that was enough in place of my windbreaker. And I have my Pelican case. In the Pelican case, I have extra batteries, 3 extra batteries, AAA for my flashlight. I got my $40. They say bring 20. I bring 40. You know, 2 is 1, 1 is none. My ID in there, and that's in the Pelican case, which I then put in the inner pocket because I'm not going to need that again. So that's out of the way. I have a Leatherman multi-tool that I carry everywhere. You never know when you're going to need that. Didn't need it, but I have needed it on other GORUCK events. So I brought that. I put that in this top pocket. I had paracord, which I put in this front pocket. And I also brought extra bootlaces. I had 2 extra mouthpieces. Probably didn't need to bring those, but I didn't know where else to put those. They don't take up much space. I had some duct tape rolled around the battery. Didn't need it, but you never know when you need some good duct tape. I had 2 foot blister kits that I had in my dry bag. Thankfully didn't need them, even though my feet sucked the entire time. Didn't have any blisters, but I get hot spots on the balls of my feet I think due to boots that aren't wide enough. So I had 2 of the lamps that GORUCK sells. The Black Diamond worked out awesome and no problems. 2 of those, again, 2 is 1, 1 is none. Kept one in the dry bag, kept them both in the dry bag until they told us we needed it. Had 2 caps, and luckily I put one on in the morning. It was kind of chilly. We had some time off, and that was nice, but really didn't need those. Had 2 pairs of gloves, one mechanics and another pair, just in case. And I had my Nalgene bottle, which I put 2 packets of some mix that has electrolytes in it. So any electrolyte mix, I put 2 of them in there, and we had one water break where we filled these up and I guzzled the whole thing, and that was really awesome. Kept that in the top of my ruck. I did not keep water in here while I was rucking. It's too heavy. We had a break, like I said, and I knew I could drink the whole thing then, so I just guzzled the whole thing and then didn't have that extra weight, and it was awesome. I carried these electrolyte caffeine tablets. I forget what brand they are, but they worked out really well. I got them at REI. You can get these. They're electrolyte caffeine tablets. I took one of those probably every 2 hours or so, and that suited me. I also have in there regular aspirin, and this I learned from my marathoning and triathlon days. Every couple hours I'd take a couple aspirin, that'd keep the aches and pains away. Didn't have any aches and pains the whole time, felt really strong. No injuries, everything felt good except for the bottoms of my feet. So a few aspirin, a few electrolyte caffeine tablets, kept those right in the front. My food had 1 bag, Ziploc bag, that's all my food. For my food, I had these sport beans, sport jelly beans. Also another trick I learned from my marathoning days, Ironman days. These are awesome. I kept a couple pouches in the side pockets. Even though we get wet, they're self-contained. They're not gonna get wet. No water can get in there till you open it, and then they even reseal. They never got wet, and they have caffeine, electrolytes, sugar, so they give you a little pep when you're sitting there and it's dark and you're cold. They definitely boost the energy and the mental thoughts, positiveness. So highly recommend these sports beans. Kept a couple of packets. Every time I'd eat an entire packet. Whenever we'd break, I'd break this out. I'd get out another packet, and I put it in my side pocket of my pants, so I'd have it ready to go whenever I had a moment to break that out. And it's good to share with your team as well. The other parts of my food were RX bars. These are super awesome. I just bought several flavors and mixed it up, protein, and I also use the RX butter. So that's like a natural goo. I can't do goo anymore after my marathoning and Ironman days. I hate that shit. It's terrible, and it makes me nauseous, and I did so much of it I can't do it anymore. But that's cool because this is all natural. So I probably took 8 RX bars. They're small. They fit in a nice package. And then the jelly beans and the natural peanut butter. And I kept all that in the front pocket so it was easily accessible in a Ziploc. Didn't have any problem with that getting wet or anything. So that worked out really well. And my other supplies that I didn't have in my ruck that I used before the event, trail toes, I used about a half a jar of this on each foot before the event. Not sure if it helped or not. I mean, I didn't have any blisters anywhere on my feet except for the bottoms, the hot spots on the bottoms, which didn't really even blister. It just got painful, but I need to work on that. Then I brought Cottonelle baby wipes also. Didn't use them, but I had them if I needed them. And, you know, that all basically fit in here. No problem. And with the Nalgene bottle. And I was good to go. Like I said, didn't really want for anything, need anything. And I had everything I needed. And it was awesome. Hope that helps.